Admiral Zexathari stood on the bridge of the Dominion's fist, watching the blue marble of Earth grow larger through the viewport. Behind him, the largest armada in galactic history stretched across space. 10,000 ships from 47 different species, all united under the Galactic Confederacy's banner. It was a force that had conquered 300 worlds without a single defeat. This should be simple, his tactical officer, a reptilian Kethavar, hissed through scaled lips. Their primitive radio transmissions suggest they've barely achieved nuclear fission. No warp drive, no energy shields, no plasma weaponry. Zexathari nodded, his forearms adjusting controls with practiced efficiency. The humans had been discovered only 6 months ago by a Confederate scout ship. Initial reports showed a species that had just reached their own moon, still fighting with chemical propellants and metal projectiles. They posed no threat to the Confederacy's expansion. "Begin the standard protocol," Zexathari commanded. "Deploy the first wave. 500 ships should be more than sufficient to establish orbital dominance." The first wave of Confederate ships descended toward Earth's atmosphere, their hulls gleaming with energy shields and ion cannons charging. They had performed this dance countless times before, overwhelmed the primitive defenses, land troops, accept surrender. Usually, it was over within hours. But as the ships entered Earth's upper atmosphere, something unexpected happened. "Admiral," the communications officer's voice cracked with panic. "We're detecting massive energy signatures from the planet's surface." Before Zexathari could respond, the first salvo erupted from Earth. They weren't the crude missiles or kinetic weapons the Confederates expected. These were streams of brilliant blue energy that tore through space with terrifying precision, striking the lead ships with devastating force. Energy shields that had withstood the plasma cannons of a dozen species simply vanished, and the mighty Confederate warships began falling from the sky like dying stars. "Impossible!" Zexathari roared. "Our intelligence showed no advanced technology." The communications array suddenly crackled to life with a transmission from the planet's surface. A human face appeared on the screen, weathered, determined, with steel-gray eyes that held no trace of fear. "Attention Confederate fleet," the dual human said in perfect galactic standard. "I am General Sarah Chen, Supreme Commander of Earth's Planetary Defense Force. You have entered our space uninvited. Withdraw immediately, or face the consequences." Zexathari's mandibles clicked in confusion. "How do you speak our language?" "Our scouts reported you as primitives." General Chen's lips curved into a cold smile. "Your scouts saw exactly what we wanted them to see. Did you really think a species capable of space travel would be so naive as to reveal their true capabilities to unknown visitors?" The tactical display showed more bad news. Earth's surface was lighting up with hundreds of weapon emplacements that hadn't been there moments before. Massive structures rose from hidden underground installations, their energy signatures matching the most advanced Confederate technology. "Second wave, advance," Zexathari commanded, his pride wounded. "Bring 2,000 ships to bear." The second wave met the same fate as the first. Earth's weapons fired with mechanical precision, each shot finding its mark. But worse than the technological surprise was what the humans did next. Instead of waiting for the Confederates to regroup, Earth's forces went on the offensive. Ships began launching from the planet's surface. Not the crude chemical rockets the scouts had reported, but sleek vessels that moved with impossible grace. They were smaller than Confederate ships, but faster, more maneuverable, and armed with weapons that seemed to tear reality itself apart. "Admiral," the sensor operator's voice was barely controlled terror. "Those human ships, they're using quantum disruption technology. That's theoretical physics even by our standards." Zexathari watched in growing horror as a single human fighter craft danced between 3 Confederate cruisers, its weapons systematically dismantling them piece by piece. The pilot's movements weren't just skilled, they were inhuman in their precision and timing. "How?" he whispered. General Chen's image reappeared on the screen. "You want to know our secret, Admiral? It's simple. While your Confederacy spent centuries conquering primitive worlds, we spent that time preparing for you." The human leaned forward, her eyes blazing with fierce intelligence. We've been watching your expansion for over 200 years. Every technique you use, every weapon in your arsenal, every tactical doctrine in your playbooks, we've studied it all. We've had 2 centuries to prepare for this exact moment. But your technology was hidden, Chen interrupted. Do you think we'd be foolish enough to show our hand to your scouts? Every satellite they saw was a decoy. Every transmission they intercepted was carefully crafted theater. We wanted you to come here thinking we were helpless. On the tactical display, the Confederate fleet was being systematically destroyed. The humans fought with a combination of advanced technology and tactical brilliance that left the alien commanders reeling. Every move the Confederates made seemed anticipated. Every strategy countered before it could be implemented. You've been studying us for 2 centuries, Zexathari said slowly. But we know nothing about you. Exactly, Chen replied. And that's what happens when you underestimate a species that evolved through millions of years of warfare. We didn't become the dominant species on our planet by being peaceful, Admiral. We became dominant by being the most effective predators in our ecosystem. The remaining Confederate ships began to flee, but the human vessels pursued with relentless efficiency. Not to destroy, Zexathari realized, but to ensure the message was delivered. Tell your Confederacy, General Chen's voice echoed across all frequencies, that Earth is under human protection. We have no interest in conquest, but we will defend what is ours. Any future incursions will be met with total annihilation. As the Dominion's fist limped away from Earth's solar system, Zexathari stared at the tactical report with disbelief. The largest armada in galactic history had been routed by a species they had dismissed as primitives. In the depths of space, Earth continued its slow rotation, looking as peaceful and blue as ever. But now Zexathari knew the truth. Humanity had turned their entire world into a fortress, and they had been preparing for war for longer than most Confederate species had been spacefaring. The galaxy's greatest predators had finally met their match, and Earth's first strike would be remembered as the day the stars learned to fear the children of Sol.